My name is Veronica. I was born in Toronto and I grew up in a family with myself, my parents, and my 3 siblings. All 4 of us attended private school until we graduated, at which point we went on to gain a post-secondary degree. My father owned his own law firm, which was very successful, and my mother worked as a family practitioner. Because of the income they were able to generate, they funded my education completely and continued to financially support me when I needed it, whether it was going on school trips or after-school activities. Connections with esteemed alumni from my university, as well as the reputation of my university and the extracurricular activities I participated in, helped me land my dream job as a dentist. I now have children of my own, and I hope to give them as amazing of a life as I had.
Hello, my name is Peter. I grew up in a middle-class family in a great neighborhood and went to a public school in Toronto. I've wanted to be a teacher since I was little, but because my parents couldn't afford to send me to university, I had to work extremely hard to get a scholarship. Even though the scholarship only partially paid for my studies, through OSAP I was fortunate enough to go to Queen's University to fulfill my dream of becoming a teacher. It gave me access to education in order to start driving my career. At first I went to a lot of interviews, but never seemed to land a job because I kept getting beat out by other applicants with better resumes. But eventually, through preservation, I was hired.
My name is Sue. I grew up on a First Nations reserve in Northern Ontario. I went to a public school on the reserve, which did not receive very much government funding relative to other schools. There were never enough textbooks for all the students in our classroom, and there were not a lot of opportunities to play sports. I never did very well in school, so I stopped going when I was 16. I never attended post-secondary education. As a result, I find it so hard to find a good paying job. I am now married and have 2 children. I wish I could give my children better education experience, but I am unable to do because our low income.
Although access to education is still not perfectly equal due to a number of different circumstances, there are many organizations and programs in place that are doing work to try and improve this issue. One program attempting to deal with this problem is Pathways to Education, concerned with the issue of socioeconomic status and how it affects access to education, as well as keeping students from dropping out of school early, through a combination of academic, financial, social, and one-on-one supports in an attempt to help youth from low-income communities to graduate and move on to post-secondary education and future careers. While Pathways to Education focuses just on Canada, UNICEF extends its efforts to countries all over the world. UNICEF is a UN agency that is supported entirely off of voluntary donations. Their commitment is to ensure that all children have access to a quality education regardless of gender, ethnicity, or socioeconomic status. Both these organizations continue to make great steps towards equal access to education in Canada and many other countries all over the world, with plans to have universal access in the near future.